Good morning. Good morning, Earthlings. How y'all doing? What's up, everybody? As I said, this will probably be the only Sunday this month that I get to get on here and blibber blabber. Got me my fresh fade going, y'all see. It's kind of messy because I just got up out of bed. I fixed my hair and went to bed after like without washing the shit out of my hair, and then woke up this morning and it's a mess, but whatever. It's Rich's signature hairdo. It's like a fade faux hawk. I don't even know what you'd call it. But sorry for the messy hair. I don't even have a hat anywhere around here, do I? No. Anyway, how's everybody doing? I got me a new little, let me show you. I got this new little attachment on my tripod. Hang on. It's got a light on it. It's got a light on it there so that you can see my face a little bit more clearly. It had a microphone too, but the microphone doesn't work too well on my phone. So I took it off. It's got this little microphone that has the attachment to plug into the phone. And I tried it and it's horrible. I'm like, damn it, man. Oh well, I said I'm still gonna use that light for my little morning blab fests on the weekends. I want to get some incense in the air, get some good vibes going, and maybe we can think of something interesting to talk about. Maybe, just maybe, I can think of something interesting to talk about. Y'all know me, I consider myself a boring dude. Seems like every time I say that, though, everybody wants to argue that. But, I mean, I may make look, just because, like most of us, what we do when we get bored is we pull our phones out of our pockets and play on the internet. Okay, so I may be able to make your life interesting that way, because when you're bored, you pull your phone out of your pocket and you play on the internet, and here's Rich's big loud mouth. So now you're not bored, but in my real life, I'm boring. I'm a boring ass dude, but it's all good. I'm just getting older, man, and I'm seeing it so much too with my kids. You know, when I was younger, of course, I've told you all a couple of stories. I was very rebellious when I was younger, very rebellious. And I was raised by my grandparents, for those of you who don't know. I was taken away from my parents and raised by my grandparents. And it would always drive me so nuts as to how boring they were. You know what I mean? And I mean, even looking back, honestly, my grandpa was a pretty boring dude, but in my young little mind, I always kind of made an oath to myself that I'm never going to be that boring old guy, you know? And now I'm kind of starting to see that same, I don't think my kids will just come straight out and say it that way, but I'm starting to kind of see the same thing in them, you know? I'm bored. My kids, y'all, my kids, they are little high-vibrational beings that are not meant for the old system. But right now, as we're slowly, gradually transitioning into that new system, it's my kid. They will make a monk pull his hair out if he has any. You know what I mean? Man, you know, they are just ding, 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 ding. Just some of the, I mean, just, it's like a car. If you go out there and you smash the gas to the floor, you know, that's how my kids are. Just high RPMs all the time, you know? They just can't sit still. They can't quit talking. They can't quit making noise. It's just bigger, just talking, making noise and talking, messing with this. And they've always been this way. They've always been this way ever since they were born. And we could never find anybody that would babysit for us. We would even warn people sometimes who would offer. Like, no, these kids, they're a different level of hyper. No, I took care of kids my whole life. I raised my cousins' kids, and I raised this many kids. I've raised 40 kids in my life. I'm good with kids. Okie dokie then. Drop my kids off to them. Yeah, no, I'm never doing this again. You know, like, my kiddos they got like different DNA, dude. And nobody believes it until you're around them and you see it. You know, because you talk about this and, oh yeah, let kids be kids. No, 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 no. You come see my kids. They're fucking, they got a different DNA coding, dude. They came onto this world for the new earth, not the old one. And right now, while we're transitioning out of that, it's a slow, gradual process. It'll make you pull your hair out. But I'm kind of starting, I'm sorry, I trailed off there. I'm kind of starting to see that, oh my God, my dad's boring. You know, you know what I mean? My dad is so boring. Why is my dad so boring? You know what I mean? I'm bored. This is boring. I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm bored. You know, and I'm like, damn. And now I'm kind of reflecting back, like, yeah, I think a lot of times I see my old papaw coming out in me. You know what I mean? I'm starting to see that because I've gotten to that stage in my life. I'm at least just now stepping into that stage, you know, where going out and partying, I'm not interested. It's not even fun. I've been there, done that. That's just a loop-de-loop that loops you around in a circle while your life passes you by. You know what I mean? Not interested in that. Not interested in really doing anything. And I live in Las Vegas. You know what I mean? I think I would feel very safe betting that anybody who is like a party animal, come live in Vegas. It'll cure you of that. Come live in Vegas. Downtown, it's a party that never stops. It never fucking stops. It's going on right now. It's constant. It's just a party that you go down. It's just a party that never stops. Ever, never, ever. It's just a continuous party it's like no beginning and no end. It's like, when did that party begin and when's it going to end? It doesn't. It just keeps going on and on and on and on and on. So if you're a party animal, come stay in Vegas for a couple months. You'll probably return back to wherever you're from like, yeah, I'm good on partying, man. I'm good on it. You know, but thankfully I'm at that point in my life where I'm like, man, dude, I just want to chill at home and not do nothing. The only thing I want to get out and do, because I know I am into fitness, like I said. If I get out and do anything, I want to go to the gym and run, or I'll just go run around the block here, you know, which I might do that today. Other than that, though, I'm a boring ass dude. Sit around the house and get on camera and blab. Anyway, though, I'll play with my cards while I talk to y'all. What y'all up to, man? We got a couple of you up in here. Thanks for the positive feedback. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, back in the day, I used to get on this. For those of you who are brand new to this channel, I only created this channel because I used to do like my live personal readings. I used to do live personal readings. At one point in time, I never ever wanted to do personal readings. You know what I mean? I wanted to live just basically off my YouTube paychecks. For those of you who don't know about being a YouTube partner, YouTube pays you once a month. Every month on the 21st, unless that's on a weekend or a holiday. You get paid every month on the 21st. YouTube sends you a paycheck, you know? And that's all I ever wanted to do, was just live off my YouTube check. Well, my life was really chaotic. And when I very first started out, my YouTube checks weren't that big. Like my first one was like 500, and then my second one was like 1,800. You know, they weren't really all that big to support like all the moves I was busting. I was bouncing from hotel rooms and just traveling. My life was real chaotic when I very first started out. And it got to the point where it was, you know, people just kept begging me, do personal readings. I'm like, I don't want to, but all right, here goes nothing. So I started doing little live personal readings on Facebook. I had like some other device, maybe a tablet. I don't even remember. Was it a tablet? Yeah, I think I had a tablet. And I would be live on Facebook on my phone with my PayPal link up over the video, and I had my PayPal on the tablet. So you could, and we still do that with the 2222 sometimes. We'll still kind of do that, kind of that same system. So like my extra money that, you know, for food and stuff like that, because my bills always was paid by my YouTube checks. And any extra living money was, you know, the little live personal readings when I very first started out. And anyway, long story short, Facebook flagged me. Facebook flagged me. They said, you cannot have your PayPal link in the description of your videos, or we're going to pull your page down, basically, you know? And I was like, them greedy little whores, man. You know, they don't want you making money. They just want you running ads for your business so that they'll make money, you know? So that's why I started this channel. So I was like, man, YouTube probably won't care. I'll just make me a second YouTube channel. And that's the reason I started this channel here. So I used to get on here and blab every single morning. Every morning, that was my morning routine, to get on here and blab. And yeah. And I've gotten a lot of positive feedback from people over the past few years who say that me getting on here and talking, telling my story and giving advice and stuff like that really, really helps them. It gets to the point where some people say they enjoy this channel more than my tarot channel, you know, so. Anyway, I don't even remember why I told y'all that. This is me waking up in the morning. I just drew a blank, but appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. So what y'all up to? What y'all up to? Today, I don't think I'm anticipating today. I'm probably not going to be public very much. I'll probably just be sitting around doing personal readings. I finally got me a day yesterday to just sit around on my main channel. Ooh, King of Pentacles just came out for me. That's got to be a good, yeah, I was just about to say, today I'm just going to be sitting around working all day probably. I know I have like 1 or 2 personal readings that are due today that paid yesterday. And since I had a moment to sit yesterday and just knock out and finish up the extended readings, which was like 6 videos in one day, the inbox is probably gonna be flooded, and I'm probably gonna be just flooded with personal readings today, you know? So that is the interesting thing. That's the interesting part about how, like I was saying, when I very first started out, my lifestyle wasn't being supported by my YouTube checks when I first started out. So that's why I had to do the little readings, little personal readings off to the side. Well, then now it's obviously to the point to where my YouTube checks are very, very nice. They're very nice. And I don't need to do personal readings. I don't. And if I was given 2 weeks, give me 2 weeks of time to just dedicate nothing but public videos, general videos on my main YouTube channel, I could very easily surpass my YouTube checks and my personal reading money. I could blow right past it with YouTube alone. But every time I start doing that, every time I start trying to do that, I feel the nudge. First, I feel the intuitive download. Oh, no. Nope, I'm doing this. You know what I mean? All right, and then the universe does something to start halting the progress. YouTube will start glitching. Like I'll get a yellow dollar sign on one of my videos, you know? Limited ads, you know? Something will get in the way. Something will get in the way and not allow me to do it. The universe is like, no, motherfucker. No, you have a certain number of people on this planet that you are supposed to connect with on some sort of personal level. And that's what you're going to do, or you're not going to have this career, period. And I'm like, okay, universe, okay. That's my calling, at least for now. You know, at least for now. At least for now, like I was telling y'all, if it was all up to me, Rich Lop, you get to choose, you get to choose whatever you want to do. And whatever you want to do, you can be as successful as you want and make as much money as you want and live whatever lifestyle you want. It wouldn't have been this. It wouldn't have been this if it was all up to me, you know? Because, I mean, I remember when I was first manifesting self-employment, first of all, everybody was laughing at me and just thought I was stupid. Because if you would have known me back then, I was like the biggest failure that the good Lord ever shat out onto this planet. You know, everybody thought I was an idiot at first, but I didn't care. I was like, no, I'm manifesting self-employment. I am going to sit at home and work on the internet and make no less than 100 grand a year. That's just all there is to it, period. That's when I manifested. I was trying everything, network marketing, affiliate marketing. Man, I was trying all these other online businesses that everybody else does. You know what I mean? So I thought it was going to be something like that. And I did not want my face out in the public. I didn't want anybody to know who I was. I wanted to be able to have me in my own little online business that I could hide my face. I didn't want to even be in the public. You know what I mean? And it's so funny. It's so funny when you look back in retrospect and you see how things line up. One of the last, because I built 3 businesses that crashed and burned. 3 of them that crashed and burned. And the very last one, the last one that crashed and burned, just maybe, I want to say maybe 2 months before my YouTube channel took off, one of the things that I had to do was I had to brand myself. I had to brand myself, and it was so embarrassing. I didn't want to do it, but I had to. So I had to take little courses on how to present yourself on camera. I had to take, not like tests and pass it or anything like that, but part of being on this network marketing team, have y'all ever dig through any of my old social medias or anything like that, and you see me? This is only going to be for some people who are, and I do have people that are that obsessed with me. So if any of you have ever seen any of this stuff, like me wearing a black shirt with a GL, a gold GL, you ever see those pictures of me? And I was the only white boy on the team too. I was the only white boy. Everybody else on the team was black. But and all of us wearing the same logo, and it'll be like me with a in this big collage of people, the only white boy. I was on this network marketing team. It was called the Good Life Team. The Good Life Team, and you have to brand yourself. And I did not want to do that. I was like, no, I don't want to do that, man. But that's what you had to do, and I had to take these little courses and practice, putting my face on camera and little tips and tricks to grab an audience's attention and hold it. And I got pretty good at it. I got pretty damn good at it. And then not too long after that, the business crashed and burned. This random dude said, hey, let me run your business. I'll flip it around and quadruple your sales. You know what I mean? So, okay, show me. He crashed it. He fucking crashed it. And I was like, I spent 6 months building this business, a year, somewhere between 6 months and a year, and this motherfucker here, of course I'm the one that handed it over to the dude, you know what I mean? And I handed it over to him because he swore up and down he was going to quadruple my sales, and he crashed it. Now you can't even find that dude. You can't even really find that. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like it all just lined up perfectly to where I finally just threw my hands in the air and said, all right, I'm just going to give this whole manifestation a break. I'm just going to let it go. Universe, you see what I want. When it's time, you bring it to me. So I completely released it and let it go, and then decided I'm just going to focus on the car wash then. I'm just going to focus on my little minimum wage job on the car wash, and that's just going to be my life. And I forgot about it. Completely forgot about it. I washed my hands of being self-employed, forgot about it, and released and let it go. Zero gravity. For those of you who have been to me for a personal reading, and I explained to you how this works, zero gravity on the quantum field. And just focused on the car wash and started thinking, well, at least I'm thankful that I get a paycheck. I'm thankful that I get a paycheck. $300 a week was all I was making. That's what I was making at the car wash, $300 a week. But you know what? That's better than no dollars a week. So I'm just thankful that, and I make tips that aren't taxed or anything like that, because the owner of the car wash I worked at was cool like that. He didn't make us claim our tips or anything like that. We could hush about it, and I'm just thankful for that, and I just focused on that. And then one day I got the crazy idea to put some tarot card readings on YouTube, and this? No. It was just supposed to be something to keep me company when I was on my days off, you know what I mean? I told you all the story a million times. I'm not going to go into it too much more, but yeah, I didn't have a solid landing point with that anyway. But anywho, I'm probably going to be sitting around working all day today. That's mainly what I was saying. Let's see what y'all are up to. You like to hear my history? Oh. Yeah. I got a brother headed down that road too. I know a lot of people headed down that road, headed down that path. I do. And I know a lot of people who have headed down that old path and died. Well, I sure do. At some point, it's like, when you hit rock bottom, that's cool. That's fine. That's fine. Sometimes that's what it takes. But here's the part that gets a little dangerous, is that people get addicted to rock bottom. They get addicted to it. They get physiologically addicted to the chemicals produced by negative emotions. I've met many people who are addicted to rock bottom, and they don't believe it's possible to escape. That's the thing. They don't believe that it's possible. Well, I can't really say that I necessarily believed with 100% faith that it was possible for me to get where I am today. But at some point, you have to throw your hands in the air and say, all right, this is not going to be the way my life goes down. That's what I did. It's not going to end like this. I'm not going to go down in history like this. You know, that's all I knew. I'm not going to go down in history as like the dude that slept under a bridge. No, no. So I got up and started walking. At this point in time, I had made it. I was trying to hitchhike to Florida. I didn't make it very far. I made it all the way outside the Louisville city limits, about 20 miles outside. And I just hopped up one day and said, this is not the way it's going to end. And I started walking towards downtown Louisville. And it took me about 10 hours. It took me about 8-10 hours, something like that, to walk 20 miles. And just once I got to the downtown area, I started finding people walking around downtown and be like, hey, do you know where there's like a rehab center or a homeless shelter or something? And they all pointed me, yeah, up the street, the healing place, you know? And I went up there and it was a weekend, so they turned me down. We're not taking any new people till Monday. It's like, fuck. So it was right around Christmas time. It was in December. It was in the beginning of December. So I went and they had this little outdoor event going on down there in downtown Louisville where there was all these Christmas decorations up, playing Christmas music, and they had a little ice skating rink. And I'm just like, I've been walking all day. I just got turned down, so I went and found a little bench near this little event, and I just sat down. I'm just wiped. I'm tired. I've been walking all day. You know what I mean? People just started walking up to me, here, Merry Christmas, hand me money. And I'm like, for the record, when I was homeless, I couldn't panhandle. I could not. I did it like once or twice, man. I was just too proud and too embarrassed and too ashamed to do that. So, I mean, it felt good. I mean, people just walking up here, Merry Christmas. But I couldn't help but think, God damn, is it that obvious? I was always real hardcore on not looking homeless. And I would always get made fun of for that. I would always get made fun of, you know, all the other homeless people. Man, you ain't gonna make no fucking money looking that nice. Grow your fucking beard out. Rip some holes in your clothes. You got to make these people feel sorry for you. You ain't going to make no money. And I'm like, dude, I'm not here to make a living like this. I'm not here because I want to be. You know what I mean? So when people just started walking up to me and handing me money, I'm like, yeah, I got to get out of here. You know what I mean? And I'm just sitting there, not asking for nothing. I'm not just sitting down, and I probably made about $60. People just walking up here, Merry Christmas, handing me money. I'm like, fuck, I gotta get out of here. So I ran straight to the liquor store and got me some alcohol, found me a little pine tree. I found a cluster of pine trees that I could kind of go in there, and you couldn't see me from looking outside, looking in. So I got in there, cleared me out a little space, and spent the night there. Next day I went to the dollar store. This is always the first. I would always make sure to spend money on something that would make me look nice, so I wouldn't look homeless. I was too embarrassed. So I bought me some razors, and I went to a public bathroom and I shaved and trimmed up my shit. You know what I mean? I was always real big on that. And anyway, slept on the streets for 2 days, and then finally Monday rolled around and I went up there and turned myself into the homeless shelter, and it was all from the. But I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, there's a lot of people who end up at that rock bottom. And do you believe it's possible? Do you believe it's possible? Are you willing to throw your hands in the air and just say, okay, universe, you show me where to go. You show me where to go. My way isn't working. I have no idea what I'm doing. All I know is this isn't how my story is going to end. I'm not going out some worthless ass bum. You know, my kids grow up. Yeah, my dad was a worthless piece of shit that died under a bridge. No, man. Hell no. That's not the way my name's going to go down in history. Fuck no. That's all I knew. That's all I knew. And I'm just like, I'm just going to get up and start walking. And like I said at the time, I didn't even really know anything. I didn't discover the law of attraction or anything like that until, see, I left the first homeless shelter and went to this little transitionary home type thing. It was called Our Father's House, is what it was called. Our Father's House in downtown Louisville, Kentucky. I don't know if it's still up or not. I know one of the guys that owned it died of cancer a few years back, but it was this cluster that was like these people they bought all these houses, these big houses, and turned it into this like transitionary home type thing. It's probably in one city block, probably about 5 or 6 big houses with all these little rooms in them. And you could go into this. It was a program you had to enter into, and you sign a waiver. You say, okay, well, are you an addict, alcoholic, or whatever? All right, you sign this waiver and you pledge that within 14 days, you're going to start paying something towards rent here. I don't even remember what the rent was. So I signed that pledge. All right, and I walked down the street to the temporary service. Because one thing I held on to the whole time I was on the streets was my wallet. I'm real picky anal about my wallet, still to this day. That's one thing I'll feel. I always make sure if I don't feel that lump in my back pocket, something's wrong. Oh shit, I gotta have my wallet on me, you know? So I still had my ID and my social security card. So I went down, I just walked right down the street to the temp service. And this will be the first job that I've had in almost a year, you know? And bam, you know, had me a job within the first day of being in the transitionary home, because the first homeless shelter wouldn't let you work, you know, they wouldn't let you work. So I got on, and it was just the first thing that I could get my hands on, you know, and started work the next day, 14-hour shifts. And it was at a concrete factory called Baton. It was called Baton. And and what we did at that place was make, you know, those decorative bricks. They're these little decorative bricks that you could glue them to this wall, and they're long, skinny, you know, and you glue them to your fireplace or whatever. But you get them in boxes, and they come with this adhesive shit. Little thin bricks, about that thick, maybe that long, that wide, long, skinny bricks, and you can glue them to your wall to make it look like you have a brick wall. We would make those things, you know, make them and paint them and all that stuff. And it was rough, man, in this little concrete factory, working like 14 hours a day. I think I was making $8 an hour. And that was my first, and I started on my birthday actually too. My 28th birthday. Was it 28? Yeah, my 28th birthday. And that's where it began from there. And then not long after that is when I was sitting in the McDonald's on 12th and Broadway in downtown Louisville and playing around. I'd get bored and go walk around when I had nothing to do. And I would go to McDonald's, and the little girl that worked there had a little crush on me and shit. She'd give me like little free food and stuff, and I'd go talk to her, and she'd hand me a free drink or whatever. And I'd just sit there and play on their Wi-Fi and watch YouTube videos. And this one day I was bored, sitting there drinking me a Mellow Yellow or something like that, and was playing around on YouTube and saw Law of Attraction. The title of the video was I Saw the Law of Attraction in My NDE by a lady named Terry Rose. And I was like, what? Because I love near-death experience videos. I love those. I would always listen to them and get obsessed with them. And then this one day, sitting there in McDonald's, you know, in the little homeless shelter transitionary home that I was living in, and I saw that video. It said, I saw the Law of Attraction in my NDE. And I went, what the hell does that mean? Law of Attraction. So I clicked on it, was over from there. And that's not even, like that video, if you all look it up, it's still on YouTube today. It's only like a little 4 or 5 minute video, and I go back and rewatch it, and I'm like, I still to this day can't really understand exactly what about that video caught my attention at that time. I don't remember the state of mind that I was in, but I do just remember thinking, whoa, are you serious? What? So I started watching more of this lady's videos, and I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. And I was hooked on it. I was addicted to it at that point, you know? I was addicted to it. I just remember thinking to myself, do you mean to tell me I have the power to like manifest something huge in life, something big, and that I don't have to just deal with this homeless shit, homeless shelters and minimum wage job? You mean you're telling me that by changing my frequency and my vibration and changing my perspectives and my beliefs and reprogramming my mind, I could manifest something huge? Dude, I'm gonna do it. Watch me, you know? Watch me. And I was hooked on it and addicted to it from that point, you know? Kind of weird. It's kind of cool looking back. Like I was telling y'all yesterday, my story is very interesting, but there are some parts that I wouldn't go back and relive. I wouldn't go back and relive some parts of my story. Oh no, absolutely not. But they all played a very necessary role, you know? Very necessary role, but I keep spinning off of this person that a minute ago said they have a brother that's headed down that old path. It happens, man. And my brother's doing the same thing. And I told my mom the last time I talked to her about it, I said, all I would really need for him to do is to believe that it's possible. And I could help him. If you believe do you believe that it's possible that one of these days you could be a completely different person, living a completely different life? Do you believe that's possible? Your average person will say no. Your average person doesn't even believe it's possible. Do you believe that it's possible that one of these days you could be thinking completely differently? The way you think is so different that you don't even recognize who you are right now. Your average person does not believe that that's possible. Therefore, it's not. Therefore, it's not. If you don't believe it's possible, it won't be. Straight up. Period. If you don't believe it's possible, there is nothing I can do to help you. No matter what I say, it's not going to help you. No matter what I do, there's nothing I can do to help you. If you're too busy pointing the finger at everything out here, no, it's because this thing happened to me, and it's my mom's fault, and it's the way I was raised, and it's the way I was brought up, and it's because I was abused when I was a kid, and it's because of this thing that happened, it's because of that thing that happened, and you're pointing at all this. No. It's all this out here is the reason why I am oppressed. You know what I mean? I can't help you. I can't help you. But do you believe that it's possible that all that shit that's happened to you can help you? Do you believe that it's possible that one of these days you could be more successful than, you could be so successful you don't even dream. You can't even imagine how successful you'll be one of these days. And it's because of those things that happen to you. You know? Do you believe that it's possible that one of these days you could be living a lifestyle beyond your wildest dreams and you have all those experiences to thank for it? That those things happened for you, not to you. If you don't believe that's possible, there's nothing I can do for you. If you don't believe that's possible, I can't do anything for you, you know? So, and I may not even be able to convince you that it is possible, you know what I mean? I may not be able to, because people like that who are they're just addicted to victim mode, dude. They have their minds made up. They want to be a victim. There's nothing you can do to prove them wrong, period. They're dedicated to that belief, you know? Oh, you're lucky. No, the fuck I'm not. Okay, I'll meet you in the middle. If that's what you want to call it, fine. Let's call it luck. I created that luck. I'm lucky because I created it, you know? I'm living proof. Oh, you know, they always put a title on you. Oh, it's because of the way you were raised. Or, oh, it's because of this. And there's nothing you can say to those people who are addicted to being an oppressed victim. There's nothing you can say to them. Because the universe has no choice but to keep handing you evidence that supports whatever you believe. That's why there has been such a big push over the past decade. Been such a big push to program you to be a victim. Because if you believe that you are an oppressed victim, you will be. Yes, you will. Oh, yes, you will. If I can convince you that you are a powerless, oppressed victim of your circumstance, you will manifest that for yourself, and you will be. But if I can get you to believe that you're capable of anything, and that no matter what happened to you, no matter how you were raised, no matter what you were brought up with, no matter what types of things, no matter who you are, no matter what your race is, no matter what your sexuality is, no matter none of that fucking matters. But you're capable of anything. If I can get you to believe that, guess what? You're gonna be unstoppable. You're gonna be unfucking stoppable, boy. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yup. But again, all I can do is say, hey, there's the path right there. I can't grab you and drag you to it. I can't do that. Nobody can. None of us who are here during this time, assisting in this shift can do that. None of us can, you know. All we can do is say, hey, you know, you have the ability to get up out of that shithole if you want. Oh, it's possible. Yes, it is. You know, people don't want to do the work. Oh, it is possible, but I don't feel like doing the work. Because it is work. It is work. It's inner work. The hardest kind of work to do. The hardest kind of work to do is inner work, boy. Nobody wants to do that inner work. And I don't even like inner work still to this day. It's kind of addictive and fun sometimes, but there's those days that it's just like, man, I don't want to do this, you know? My fitness journey, man, yesterday, I'll give you a perfect example. I was having a real rough day yesterday, man, and I was just, my vibe kind of went, you know, and the kids were extra super rowdy and annoying yesterday, and I was sitting around trying to work, and I did a bunch of tarot card readings, which kind of drained me, and then I was just feeling blah, 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 and I just wasn't feeling good, man. And I'm like, I don't want to do anything, but I made myself get in the car and go to the gym. And it was hurting. I was running and it was hurting. I'm like, fuck, this hurts, man. But you know, and I just, nope, we're going to knock out at least 2 miles. Nope, inner bitch, we going to knock out 2 miles. And it was hurting and it was hurting. You know what I mean? I still have those days where the inner work sucks, man. It sucks, but if I don't do it, nobody else is going to do it for me, you know? If I don't do it, don't nobody give a shit. Nobody's coming to save me. You know what I mean? See what I'm saying? I didn't have a solid landing point with that, but anyway. Yeah, well, I think we all kind of know some people that are headed down one of those paths right there. The only thing you can do is point them in the direction, you know? Hey, there's that path right there. Listen to what this person has to say. Look at what that guy did, you know? And it's up to them. It's up to them. The only thing you can do is your best. Know what I mean? So anywho, I'm pumped and ready for the day now. Yeah. I like these kind of motivational chats, man. I like it. I like the motivational ones. The ones that get me pumped and ready for the day. Let's see. Ooh, the 7 of Wands in the reverse. Let's see what other kind of cards I can pull for myself. Let's see. How's my day going to be today? Am I going to have a good day? Knight of Swords. Okay. I might end up coming up with some good ideas. I don't think today, like 7 of Wands reversed, it's not going to be a struggle. I'm not going to struggle today. No struggles, no drama, no fights, no arguments. Ooh, the Lover's card. King of Cups in the reverse. So I might be a little bit closed off today. Somebody might come forward and apologize for something. Ooh. but it looks like it's gonna be smooth. I'm gonna get some new good ideas. Might be a little bit emotionally closed off today, but it's gonna be a good day today. Yay. Yay. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good old day, boy. I got too many tarot decks, dude. I got too many damn tarot decks. I got so many of them, I gotta put some of them over here on this table because I can't fit them all on my reading table over there. I just ordered a deck called the Tarot Vintage. That should hopefully get shipped out. I got it on Etsy. I saw it on Amazon and they said this title has not been released yet. You know, and that was like a week, 2 weeks ago. They said, we'll email you whenever we get an updated estimated delivery. Man, let me go see if I can find that shit on Etsy. I found it on Etsy and canceled my Amazon order. It's cool though. I like Rider-Waite. This right here, this is one, I have 2 decks. I have 2 specific decks that I'm never getting rid of. Never. This is one of them. I don't know how many of you are into the tarot, but this is obviously the standard traditional Rider-Waite, okay? Well, back in the day, the Rider-Waite, these right here, the traditional, they used to be real thin and real flimsy, you know? And then they stopped making them that way. They started making them out of thicker cardstock. And this is like the last one. I can't get another one that's real paper thin and flimsy and easy to shuffle. So this is a real old school and it's got a lot of wear and tear on it and it's kind of old. And I got one of my gilded tarots that is real old and worn out, and if I every once in a blue moon, I'll pull cards for like just a minute ago, I was just fucking around. But like every now and then, if I'm really like curious about something, rarely, I'll bust out a deck and say, man, what should I do here? Or is this thing gonna work out for me or something like that, you know? I'll always go one of my oldest decks, one of my oldest ones with all the wisdom in it, you know? So. Wild Unknown. I don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. There's I don't know. It seems like every reader out there has their favorite. You know, like Ramblin' Mike, he likes the Tarot Illuminati. He's always using the Tarot Illuminati. I got a couple different ones. I got this little one and I got a bigger one over here. This is the one that I like. See the difference in size? Hang on. There's this small, thinner, skinnier one that has a border, a dark border, and then there's these bigger ones here. There's these bigger ones here that are borderless. The Tarot Illuminati is the strangest. I call it the cilantro of tarot. I call it the cilantro of tarot, you know? Like there's some things, man, that cilantro, it's just, it gives your food the weirdest, funkiest, strange, odd taste. It's not really all that good, but it's not really all that bad either. It's just makes your food taste really fucking weird. But there's some dishes that you just have to have it in there, you know? You just have to have it in there. That's kind of like the Tarot Illuminati. The artwork, if you get lost in this artwork, it's so fucking weird. It's the weirdest. Buy you a Tarot Illuminati deck, dude. It's just so weird, man. I can't even, look, the 6 of Pentacles. So strange, dude. And this, it's not even really doing it justice on the camera here. But yeah, every reader has their favorites. And my favorite, man, if you came to me and said, Rich, dude, you're only allowed one tarot deck for the rest of your life. Rider-Waite, dude. Rider-Waite, sorry. I think I probably stand alone on that too. I don't think there's any other readers that agree with me on that. I've never met another reader that likes Rider-Waite. I've never really met one. Not really. Of course, I've never really personally met somebody that reads for a living either. I've never really, not in personal real life, I've never met somebody who reads for a living, you know? So maybe if I ever got to meet somebody that actually reads tarot cards for a living, you know, and that's all they do. But so far, I've never really met a reader that really likes the Rider-Waite. And for me, that's where it's at, dude. That's where it's at. Like I said, I could just glance at a card, death card. I showed you all this the other day. I don't even need to see. Look, let's do me a little test. I'm gonna pull a random one out and flash it and see if I can guess it. All right, what we got? The World card? Oh, the Judgment. Let me use this other one. Here, hang on. That one's dark. That one's dark and hard to see. Let's use this one. Let's use this one. Let's see. Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. Two of Swords. Ace of Swords. See, with your standard traditional Rider-Waite, I can just glance at it. Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups. This one's kind of hard because it's real dark. I like this one though. I got two different ones like this. This is the plastic one. My other one I really like, but they're just cardboard. They're just straight cardboard. I would have to say that this one right here is one, man, if you shuffled this thing, dude, it just has the lightest feel to it. This thing shuffles so easy and smooth. But I had to go ahead and get the plastic one too. The plastic, they're all plastic. These cards are. And this deck is kind of heavy and they're stiff and they don't shuffle all that well. But like if I'm going on vacation or something like that, or I'm taking some cards on the road, I'll take one. I have two plastic decks. I have this one here and this one. So I'll always make sure that I have a plastic deck with me in case it gets wet or if something happens to it. They're real sturdy, you know, when I go on the road. But the plastic version looks really cool. Let me see. You see where it looks like real old and kind of burnt? Looks like it was like in a fire or something like that. And the cardboard ones, I like this deck. These are cool, dude. King of Swords. Look all old and shit. It's got a little bit of a shine to it. It has some kind of, if you can see, it has this weird little finish to it, kind of. I don't know, man. But I loves my Rider-Waite. I'm going to eventually, I keep thinking of doing this, but I'm going to eventually do like a review. I'm going to review some of my favorite decks. But stepping down from the Rider-Waite, my second favorite so far is the Gilded Tarot. The Gilded. You got your regular old school Gilded Tarot. I like this one just because it's OG. You know, I like some of the old original OGs, but the Gilded Tarot Royale is fucking bomb, dude. I really like these two as well. So yeah, if somebody came to me and said, you're only allowed to have one tarot deck for the rest of your life, but you're not allowed to use Rider-Waite, I would go Gilded Tarot second one down probably. I like them. Oh, I don't even know what's third. That pretty much takes up the majority of what I use. And I have this other weird one here. Hang on. I got this weird one. And this is Beginner's Tarot. I don't know if y'all ever seen this. Hang on, I got the box right here. Beginner's Guide to Tarot. Comes with this interesting, funky. I just really like the way this deck shuffles. I really like the way this one shuffles. It's real nice and thick. It's a real thick deck, but it's real lightweight at the same time. And it shuffles real smooth. I don't know, the artwork's a little bit weird. I'm not the craziest about this artwork. It's all right. But as long as it's traditional, I mean, this is based off the Rider-Waite. You know, it's got the Pentacles, Cups, Wands and Swords, Ace, Page, Knight, you know, and so it's all traditional, but other than that, the majority of my collection is Rider-Waite. Oh yeah, I do have Legacy of the Divine too, but that's from the same person that does the Gilded. For those of you, and I know some of you have heard me say this a million times, but the tarot deck that I actually learned on was the Tarot of Dreams. That's the deck that is responsible for my career. That's the one that taught me how to read. Now, the Tarot of Dreams, though, I remember the day that I got that. Because I got a couple other decks before that I just really wasn't feeling. It was really hard for me to read the book and learn what the cards meant. And then I got that Tarot of Dreams, and I sat down and I took that book and I read the book and studied the cards. One day I did like 8 straight hours. The girl I was dating, I remember. I was sitting down there when she left for work in the morning, reading the book and studying the cards. I was still sitting in the exact same spot, reading the book, studying the cards when she got off work. And then after that, pretty much, that's when I decided, okay, I guess I'm gonna just go ahead and try this little YouTube tarot thing, you know? Now, the Legacy of the Divine is almost identical to the Tarot of Dreams. The artwork is so similar. I call it the sister deck. But the Tarot of Dreams, the cards are real thick and stiff and very difficult to shuffle. Very difficult to shuffle. If you go back and look at my very first tarot card readings ever, you can see I was struggling shuffling that thing, you know? I was like, oh, it was hard. But this right here, the Legacy of the Divine, the artwork it's not exactly the same, but it's so similar, you know? But this is it's basically just like the Gilded Tarot. It feels like it's made out of the exact same cardstock, and it's much, much easier to shuffle. So, anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about all this right now, but it's actually getting close to time for me to head out of here. Getting close. But yeah, I got too many tarot decks, man. Too many of them. It's really cool though, because I am passionate about it, so it is cool to be able to, you know, make a living doing something that you're passionate about. But there's those days though where it's like, I don't even want to see a tarot card right now. I don't even want to see a tarot card right now, you know what I mean? I do have those days. I definitely have those days. My coffee's all gone. Zombie deck? Yeah, I did have a zombie deck, didn't I? I don't think that's what it was called, though. It was a vampire. It was vampires. I had the vampire tarot. That's right. Yeah. Something about that deck, though, just always has a weird, funky feeling attitude to it. Seems like I had one here. I don't know if I threw it away or sold it or gave it away or what, but I went ahead and decided that I'm not gonna just get rid of my decks and replace them as quick as I used to. The minute they started shuffling funny, I'd get a new deck. I always wanted to, you know, have something brand new and fresh. But now it's like, man, I'm getting tired of doing that. So I'm just gonna see how long these decks will last until they fall apart, you know? I started selling them on eBay like 2 or 3 years ago. And I'd give them away for giveaways. Like whenever my channel would reach a certain subscriber milestone, I would say, I'm doing a giveaway. And I've done that, and I've gotten rid of many of them. Many of them. I've given a lot of them away. I've sold a lot of them. But now I've made up the decision that I'm just gonna see how long they'll last until they fall apart, you know? I think the last time I sold some was about a month or two ago. Put a couple of them on eBay. And it seemed, people always ask me, you know, when are you gonna sell some more cards or give some more away? It's just kind of random, but I don't really think I'm gonna be doing it anytime soon though. I don't think. I do have a couple in mind though. Like this Tarot Illuminati, this one here, the border deck, I'm not too crazy about. I might get rid of this one. There's a couple of them that I'm kind of thinking about. But for the most part, I just want to see how long they'll last before they fall apart. Did I tell y'all? I think I told y'all this story. I'll tell y'all this one quick story before I get out of here. There's this lady who reads tarot cards downtown on the Strip. And she turned out to be a subscriber of mine. And it's always the same thing. Like, she wouldn't approach me. She told me she was too afraid to approach me until Leah went and approached her asking for a reading. She's like, I was hoping you all would walk up to me because I watch him all the time, you know? People just don't approach me in public. They stare at me, you know? But anyway, she gave me her deck and she said, will you give me a reading? I'm like, sure, absolutely. So she gave me her deck. Dude, this fucking deck was 45 years old. I was afraid. I'm like, can I shuffle this? Am I gonna break them? Am I gonna rip them? They were so tattered and torn and old, and I was nervous shuffling them. And at that point, I think that's when I thought to myself, man, if she can, and it was one of these. It was just a traditional, and they were 45 years old. I'm like, if this lady can make a fucking deck last 45 fucking years, I don't need to be getting rid of a deck every time it shuffles funny. You know what I mean? And it was cool. It was cool. So I sat and flipped her some cards. I don't even remember what the reading was about, but sitting right there on the strip. Anyway, though, I'm getting zooted and pumped and ready to go today. I don't know how many readings I have. I don't even know. I know of at least one that's due today that paid yesterday. Other than that, I'm going to do the best that I can to get the weekly forecast out there today. And maybe I'll pull up, think of something, air signs, fire signs, something like that. Because I've already done the August. I've already done the August bonus. I've already done the August extended. Now, I got to think of something interesting to keep putting up on my channel every day. And I'm going to have to pull something. I'll pull a rabbit out of the hat. I don't know. But anyway, though, y'all, I am going to go ahead and get on out of here. I'm going to hop on out of here. I greatly appreciate y'all tuning in. Hopefully we talked about something that at least one person out there needed to hear today. So that's what I do this for, man. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to make me something to eat. And maybe I'll see you all later on my main channel, all right? Y'all enjoy the rest of your day.